This is MaxPreps Friday Night Live, powered by American Family Insurance.
Speaking of right decisions, I think it's time to take a live look outside, brought to you by Play on Sports Network. And, we don't have a lot of games that we are showing because we are winding down to the end of the football season. But as you can see here, Norcross is up 34-13 in the third quarter. Also expected?
I wouldn't say by this margin, but, Norcross was the favorite based on how they defeated Camden County last week in the playoffs. Talk about kind of a dream season. That's basically what Norcross is experiencing. They had a big win against a Gwinnett County rival in North Gwinnett earlier in the year. They've rolled to an undefeated season, and if this keeps up, and it looks like it's going to, Norcross will be playing for the Class 6A state title in Georgia, and I'm not sure how many people predicted that at the start of the season, given the depth of quality teams like Grayson, like Camden County, like Colquitt County. So we've seen some very, very high-quality teams and traditional powerhouses in the state of Georgia this season, and Norcross will probably be one of the final two teams standing. They're led by outstanding running back Alvin Kamara. They have a great junior, Miles Autry, quarterback that delivers the ball to both of those guys. I don't think, Joanna, I wouldn't quite count out Colquitt yet because of their senior quarterback, Cole Seagraves, and for how effectively this team plays in the playoffs. Rush Probst is well known as an outstanding playoff coach. If they get a quick touchdown here and kind of trim that deficit a little bit, it could make for an interesting fourth quarter. Colquitt is a team that has been there before, whereas Norcross, this is kind of their first trip to the rodeo.
Okay, so you never know what can happen. We've still got some time, and of course we will be keeping an eye on this game, brought to you by PlayOnSportsNetwork.com. But like I just said earlier, there's not a lot of games that we are keeping an eye on because a lot of schools have pretty much wrapped up their football season, and we've got this great map that we've been showing you for the past couple of weeks. And I know you're probably getting confused, presidential, political year. But no, this is the football playoffs in America map that we have here at MaxPreps. And just to show you the schools, the states that you see in red, they have wrapped up. So obviously you can tell that a lot of schools have wrapped up. The blue, we're still keeping an eye on.
Yeah, this is a really fun time for a high school sports fan because not only do you have some of the biggest high school football playoff games in the country, but you also have basketball starting up. So boys and girls hoops is well underway in a number of states, and there's states where it really overlaps, like Texas. Teams have already played 2, 3, 4, 5 games of basketball, and the football season's still going on. So
you told me that they're Texas. They're going to be playing for 2 more weeks, and that's why we're sticking around for a little bit longer, also.
Exactly. And so you kind of run into the conundrum. If you're a star football player on a hoops team, you have to wait and rejoin the team once the football season ends.
Yeah, that juggling of both.
It's not easy.
But that's why they're so talented. That's what's called talent right there. But we also have a couple more schools that you're keeping an eye on.
Well, one of the biggest games this weekend, you saw California is still active. They have their regional finals, which is new for this year. And one of the biggest games is Centennial out of Corona playing Narbonne, the city section champion. This is an outstanding season for Narbonne. Probably one of the best seasons from a city section school in recent memory. They're led by senior quarterback Troy Williams, who's on his way to the University of Washington. He has a very, very talented cast, and this team has just steamrolled its opposition. And you see Long Beach Poly is still alive in the playoffs, and they've had a great year. But you look back to early September, and Narbonne defeated Long Beach Poly 56-0. It's hard to believe, but they're having an outstanding year. Another team having a great year, their opponent, Corona Centennial head coach Matt Logan, the architect of arguably the most consistent program in Southern California over the last 5 seasons. They've been to 3 CIF bowl games, including a victory over De La Salle, the mighty Spartans from up north. That team was led by linebacker Vontez Burfict. This Corona Centennial team has gone undefeated since losing its season opener to a very good St. Bonaventure team. And last week, they handed Vista Marietta its first loss of the season. So Centennial is peaking at the right time. And the issue for Narbonne is senior quarterback Troy Williams may have a separated shoulder. It's unclear if he's going to play tomorrow, but a huge game nonetheless. It will be a major loss to Narbonne if Troy Williams doesn't play, but these are two of the best teams in the country. And Joanna, if you're playing football this time of year, it's a huge game, so it's going to be fun tomorrow.
Yeah, and speaking of, I know who's playing football right now because we're going to go ahead and take a live look. We're talking about North Cobb versus Lovejoy right here. Lovejoy's up 56, I believe that is, to 35. Flag on the play right now, so obviously two very good schools, like you just said.
Two very good schools, and again, this is a great season for Georgia high school football. If you're looking for a playoff game to watch, there are plenty in Georgia. Colquitt and Norcross, obviously, as we just talked about, they're rolling through the scores here. Northside, outstanding team in Class 5A. Gainesville, led by Deshaun Watson, a sensational junior quarterback who's committed to Clemson, and he's in the running for Junior Player of the Year. But again, as we talked about, Joanna, a very, very solid year for Georgia high school football.
Right, yeah, and obviously this live look brought to you by PlayOnSportsNetwork.com. Keeping an eye on about 8 games. That's pretty much what it is. So as the season just rounded up, when we first sat down here, we started off and we had a long list of games that we were keeping an eye on. Right now, it's very limited and the best, pretty much, you can say, as we bundle it all down.
This is MaxPreps Friday Night Live, powered by American Family Insurance.